Hello students, welcome back to this session on electromagnetics or EMFT, and today in this session we are going to talk about the curl and Stokes theorem. So I hope you all have seen my previous videos on the del operator as well as divergence. If you have still not watched, I recommend you strongly to watch them first. It's a lecture series and watch them like a lecture series only. Okay, so you will be getting more clarity about the topic. So now what is curl? Curl is defined with the help of third use of del operator. If you remember the del operator, so I told you the del operator can be used to have a cross product with any vector field. So here if I have vector field A, now A must be a vector field only. We cannot have cross product with a scalar field. So A must be a vector field only, and del cross A represents the curl. Okay, so now when I was talking about divergence was used to find out what is the source and what is the sink of the field. Okay, we were finding out the field are originating or field are coming into the point. Okay, so divergence was used to differentiate in between these two types of field. Now if I have another type of fields, if I have this rotational kind of fields, so now the rotation is measured with the help of curl. Okay, so divergence is measuring the source and sink. So here the curl is measuring the rotation or the torque offered by the field. Okay, so it is the maximum measurement of the circulation of the field. Okay, so I hope you are clear about the difference between the two. So here if we have point P and point P, and here also we have point P. So here we'll find out del dot A is not equal to 0, and here del cross A is not equal to 0. But here del cross A will be 0 and here del dot A will be 0, because here we don't have a source and sink. Fields are not coming into the point P, neither it is going away from the point P. So here del dot A will be 0, and here rotation is not present. That is the reason del cross A is 0. So I hope this thing is clear now. So now we'll be moving toward the definition of the curl. Okay, so the curl is an axial vector and its magnitude is the maximum circulation of the field per unit area when I am taking the area to be an infinitesimal area. Area is a very small area and I am checking the field. So if I have two fields, so let's suppose here we have these fields. Okay, so now here, so now its magnitude will be giving me what is the intensity of the rotation or the circulation. Now the second thing is about direction. So okay, so now what about direction? Direction is always perpendicular to the infinitesimal area along which I am checking the field. So here if I have this as my point and if I am giving you the actual representation of the direction, so if this is a clockwise direction of the field, then the direction will be negative. The output will be in negative direction, and if I have same amount of field in the anti-clockwise direction and we have the same point, then the output will be the positive. So it is representing the field. So here if I use the right hand thumb rule, so if I rotate the fingers, so my thumb is in the inside, so here negative direction. If I rotate my fingers, my thumb is in outward direction, so the positive direction. So you can actually find out the direction of any type of rotating field. So I hope now it is clear. Now coming to the representation. So now I am having the cross product of del and a vector. So here I am representing del with del upon del x ax plus del upon del y ay plus del upon del z az. So I know what is del. Now I am cross producting it with the ax plus ay plus az. Okay, so now I hope this thing is clear. Now if I have to represent any cross product, how I used to denote it with the help of matrix and determinant of the matrix. So this is my representation in the case of Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so this is the actually formula of del cross A in the case of Cartesian coordinates. So we know what is ax, ay and az. It must be given to you in the question itself and you can find out del cross A for any vector field. So A here is a vector. Now if I simplify it, I know how I can find out the determinant. If I am finding out the determinant, so this is my first element, so I will be putting ax. Now I will be removing this column and this row, so here I will be taking the cross product and I'll be having del az upon del y minus del ay upon del z. So now this thing is clear. Now I'll be finding out for ay. So in before ay I'll be having negative sign, so here I will be removing this column and this row and I'll be having del az upon del x minus del ax upon del z. Okay, so plus will be having az, so I will be removing this column and this row and I'll be having del ay by del x minus del ax by del y. Okay, so what I did here, I just opened this determinant. I just had the expanded form of this equation, so I just expanded the determinant form and I hope you know this, you have studied it in your matrix part. And now we'll be moving toward the cylindrical coordinate. So in the case of cylindrical coordinate, so in the case of cylindrical coordinate system, how I used to represent my differential element. So differential length was represented like okay, so differential length was represented as d rho a rho plus rho d phi a phi plus dz az. So this was differential element and we had the multiplication of rho with the a phi and a phi. I have multiplied the rho and outside I have divided by 1 upon rho. And so here the first element is a rho, so I will be having a rho, a phi and az. Del by del rho, del by del phi, del by del z, and here a rho, a phi, az, just I am multiplying with rho in the first case and the last case. Again in the spherical coordinates, how I used to represent the differential element? So dl was dr ar plus r d theta a theta plus r sin theta d phi a phi. So here r sin theta is rho. So this is the next representation, dr ar plus r d theta a theta plus rho d phi a phi. Now in the del cross A, we'll be having, so first is AR, so I'll be taking unit vector as AR, then A theta, then A phi. Here we'll be taking del by del R, del by del theta and del by del phi. Here I had the multiplication of R, so here and here I'll be multiplying with R. Here I had the multiplication of rho, here I'll multiply with rho, and here I'll be dividing by R and rho. Okay, so now what is rho? Rho is r sin theta. So now here I replaced rho as r sin theta, so here I'll be having r square sin theta. So now you can easily find out the curl in the case of spherical coordinate system. You just need to put the various values of AR, A theta and A phi with the values of r and sin theta. So now with the help of Stokes theorem, I will be having a detailed analysis about the curl. From the definition, what was the curl? Curl was the magnitude of the maximum circulation of field per unit area. So maximum circulation of field, so I am taking the closed interval. So here I am taking the closed length L, and now here I have A dot dl field per unit area. So here I'll be dividing it with del of S, where we have the infinitesimal area. So here we have limit del of S tending to 0, and it is equal to del cross A. So now this equation gives me the equation of curl. So limit delta S tending to 0, the integration over the closed path A dot dl upon del S. So now here you can see, if I take this del S this side, so now what can happen? It will be giving me the integration over the closed path A dot dl for the small area. So now if I have to take it for the full area, now I have to integrate this small area. So now I can represent this equation as integration over the closed path A dot dl will be equal to integration over the surface del cross A ds, and actually this is the Stokes theorem. What does this means? This Stokes theorem is actually relating the line integral to the surface integral. Whenever we have the relationship between the line integral and the surface integral, in that case I will be using the Stokes theorem. So I hope all of the things that are discussed are now clear. Now coming to the example, we'll be seeing a very basic example. So now if I am taking A to be x ax plus y ay plus z az, and let's take my point to be again 1 2 minus 1 2 and 3. So this is my point P. So now I need to find out del cross A. Okay, so how I can find out? It's a Cartesian coordinate system. So I will be putting the values in this equation. So del cross A will be equal to, so here I have AX, AY and AZ. So instead of del by del X, here also I'll be having del by del X, del by del Y, del by del Z. Now here instead of AX, AY and AZ, I will be putting what is the value of AX? It is X. So here I'll be putting x. What is the value of ay? It is y, and az is z. So now I just need to expand this. So what I have done, I have just expanded this determinant. So now here I expanded this. I have already told you how to expand this. So now I have to find out del of z upon del of y. So here it will be 0. So here ax into 0 minus 0 minus ay into 0 minus 0 plus az into 0 minus 0. So del cross A is 0. So now the curl of this vector around this point is 0. So I hope now you understood. There is no circulation of the field and there is no torque, or there is no rotating field around the given point. So here I'll be concluding my session. If you still have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment and I will try to resolve it as soon as possible. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe the channel and do push the like button. Thank you so much.